Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is R.S. Raghu with the evening news. The headlines. COVID-19 recoveries in the country cross 19 lakh. Testing capacity reaches 10 lakh per day. Project Dolphin to be launched in next 15 days, says Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar. JEE exams to be conducted from 1st to 6th September and NEET on September 13th. Supreme Court rejects petition seeking postponement of exams. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes on research in higher educational institutes with relevance to society. And Hindustani classical music legend Pandit Jasraj passes away. President and Prime Minister condole his demise. The total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has risen to 26,47,664. The Health Ministry said there has been a spike of 57,982 cases and 941 deaths were reported in India in the last 24 hours. The number of active cases stand at 6,76,900. India has reported the highest single-day recoveries of 57,584. The overall recovery rate from COVID-19 has crossed 72%. The recoveries surged to 19,19,842. The death toll due to coronavirus infection climbed to 50,921. The case fatality rate has declined to 1.92%. India has set a new landmark of conducting 3 crore COVID tests. The Union Health Ministry said expanded diagnostic lab network and facilitation for easy testing across the country have given a substantial boost. During the last 24 hours, more than 7,31,000 tests have been conducted. The ministry said India is on its resolved drive to increase its testing capacity to 10 lakh tests per day. The tests per million have seen a sharp increase to over 21,000. The cumulative testing rose from 1 crore 20 lakh on 14th July to 3 crore on 16th August. The aggressive testing leads to early identification and isolation of COVID-positive cases. The ministry said enhanced and timely testing is not only keeping the positivity rate low, but also the fatality rate. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan today said the COVID pandemic has given a chance to revisit and structurally reimagine a robust public health infrastructure for the country. Dr. Harshvardhan said this while addressing the 2-day CII Public Health Conference through video conference, citing India's successful approach in containing and curing this novel health risk. He lauded the country's capacity to turn government schemes into a broader social movement that saw the complete eradication of smallpox and polio. He expressed hope that the Prime Minister's goal of a tuberculosis-free India by 2025 will be similarly achieved.
In Tamil Nadu, COVID-19 prevention and treatment protocols are being undertaken in an intensive manner in 14 districts including Chennai, Chengalpet, Kadalur and Ariyalur, where the positivity percentage of people testing positive is above 10. State Health Secretary Dr. J. Radhakrishnan told press persons in Trichy today that in the rest of the districts including Trichy activities will be continued in a more focused manner. Pointing out that the positivity rate in Trichy has come down to 5.96, Dr. Radhakrishnan said that it has been decided to develop a street-based micro-plan to further bring down the positivity rate to below 5%. Kerala continues to report spike in COVID cases as 1,725 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed in the state today. State Minister of Health Srimati K.K. Shailaja informed that 1,572 persons were infected through contact and the source of infection in 94 cases is unknown. At the same time, 1,131 patients under treatment have recovered from the infection today. 13 deaths have been confirmed today as due to COVID-19, taking the death toll to 169. There are presently 15,890 patients undergoing treatment. The West Bengal government today launched COVID patient management system Chief Minister Ms. Mamta Banerjee inaugurated the system in 3 COVID hospitals of Kolkata. Under the system, the family members of patients will be able to know the status of their patient under treatment at government hospitals. The State Chief Secretary, Mr. Rajiv Sinha, told that the status of the patient can be known by clicking State Health Department's website. In the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, Bihar government has extended the lockdown in urban areas till 6th of next month. According to the guidelines issued by the State Home Ministry, there will be additional restrictions in state headquarters, district headquarters, sub-divisional headquarters, block headquarters and all municipal areas till 6th September. During this period, the government offices will work with 50% strength. Commercial and private offices will also be opened with 50% capacity.
Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar has said his ministry will launch a holistic project Dolphin in another 15 days for the conservation and protection of dolphins in the rivers and oceans of the country. Addressing a virtual meeting with forest ministers of all states and union territories, secretaries and other senior officials, Mr. Javadekar said in his Independence Day speech Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced Project Dolphin and Project Lion.
प्रधानमंत्री ने इस बार एनवायरमेंट के बारे में बोला। उन्होंने 2 नए प्रोजेक्ट्स की घोषणा की, प्रोजेक्ट डॉल्फिन और प्रोजेक्ट लायन। आज हमारे रिवर सिस्टम में 3000 से ज्यादा डॉल्फिन है और हमारे 12 राज्यों में जो सागर किनारा है उसमें भी डॉल्फिन्स मिलते हैं। हम आने वाले 15 दिन में उसकी पूरी रूपरेखा तैयार करेंगे, टाइमलाइन तैयार करेंगे। तो डॉल्फिन संरक्षण और संवर्धन करने का कार्यक्रम हम 15 दिन में सुनिश्चित करके सबके सामने रखेंगे।
He said the lion population in the country has increased to over 600. Mr. Javadekar urged states to use 80% of compensatory afforestation fund management and planning authority fund in plantation activities and 20% on capacity building and infrastructure creation. The Supreme Court dismissed a petition today seeking the postponement of the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test NEET and Joint Entrance Exam JEE scheduled to be held amid the ongoing pandemic. The court dismissed the plea, observing that the career of students cannot be put under jeopardy for long. The engineering entrance will be held as per schedule from September 1st to 6th, while the medical entrance is slated for September the 13th. A bench of Justices Arun Mishra, B.R. Gavai and Krishna Murari was hearing a petition seeking postponement of NEET and JEE, filed by 11 aspirants across various states.
Information and Broadcasting Secretary Amit Khare has urged Indian Institute of Mass Communication IIMC to create a network of state universities in the field of mass communication and design a new and flexible curriculum that incorporates the new realities of technology-enabled communication. Delivering a lecture on new education policy on the occasion of 56th Foundation Day of IIMC today through video conferencing, Mr. Khare said open online courses are the need of the hour. He said the new education policy has focused from learning and relearning, developing critical thinking, promoting research as well as making students a job creator instead of job seeker. The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) has booked Ludhiana-based SEL Textiles Limited and its directors for allegedly cheating a consortium of banks to the tune of 1,530 crore rupees. The directors of the conglomerate Ram Sharan Saluja, Neeraj Saluja and Dheeraj Saluja have also been named as accused in the CBI FIR along with unidentified others. The probe agency acted on a complaint from the Central Bank of India, which alleged that the company and its directors indulged in criminal conspiracy to defraud the banks and divert loan funds with an intention to misappropriate them between 2009 to 2013, causing a loss of 1,530 crore rupees to the 10 public sector banks of the consortium. The Enforcement Directorate ED has registered a money laundering case against a Chinese national for allegedly running a Hawala racket worth an estimated 1,000 crore rupees using shell or dubious firms. The Central Probe Agency has pressed sections of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act against 42-year-old Charlie Peng alias Luo Sang, who is alleged to be the kingpin of the racket. Teng and some of his alleged associates, including Indians and bankers, were raided by the Income Tax Department last week.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists fired upon a joint Naka party of security forces near Kreri area of North Kashmir's Baramulla district this morning. In the attack, 2 CRPF jawans and 1 J&K police personnel sustained critical gunshot injuries. They later succumbed to their injuries at hospital and attained martyrdom. Director General of Police Dilbag Singh said 2 terrorists have also been killed in the operation.
सुबह के चल रहे ऑपरेशन में जो 2 आतंकी मारे गए, उनकी पहचान जो हुई है उसमें एक सजाद हैदर है अलियास जज्जा, जो सोपो डांगपुरा का रहने वाला है, और ये भी 2016 की विंटेज का मिलिटेंट है, जो लगभग उसी तर्ज का है जिस तर्ज पे बुरहान वानी अपने एरिया में चला करता था, उसी तर्ज को पकड़ करके ये भी नॉर्थ कश्मीर में एक्टिव था.
Still with Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha reviewed the functioning of the Health and Medical Education Department at Raj Bhavan in Srinagar today. The Lieutenant Governor directed the concerned officers to ensure that adequate medical facilities are made available at all the health centres with special focus on primary and community health centres.
In Uttar Pradesh, BJP candidate Jai Prakash Nishad was declared elected to Rajya Sabha today. Nishad was the lone candidate to file nomination for the by-election, and today was the last date for withdrawal of candidature. Election officer Brij Bhushan Dubey said that Mr. Nishad has been declared elected unopposed to Rajya Sabha. This by-election was necessitated following the death of Samajwadi Party MP Beni Prasad Verma. His tenure was till July 4, 2022. Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda today inaugurated the e-portal on tribal health and nutrition named Swasthya. The portal provides all health and nutrition related information of the tribal population of India on a single platform. Swasthya will also curate innovative practices, case studies and best practices collected from different parts of India to facilitate the exchange of evidence, expertise and experiences. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Munda said the launch of the portal is a first step towards the much bigger goal of serving the tribal population of the nation. He informed about the initiatives of the ministry in partnership with Facebook through the Going Online as Leaders GOAL Gold program. Mr. Munda said through the Gold program, the ministry aims to mentor 5,000 tribal youths across India and enable them to become village-level digital young leaders for their communities.
The Karnataka state government has decided to approach the High Court of Karnataka for the appointment of a claim commissioner to assess the damage caused to public and private property during the August 11th Bengaluru riots and vandalism. The Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has tweeted in this regard after holding a meeting today with Home Minister Basavaraj Bommai, senior officials of the Home Ministry and police top brass. The Chief Minister further said the cost of the damages will be recovered from the culprits of the violence in KG Halli and DG Halli. Briefing media persons later, Home Minister Bommai said the SIT appointed by the government will consider invoking the Gunda Act against the rioters. He informed that over 300 persons have been taken into custody for questioning and over 50 FIRs have been filed till date. More from our correspondent.
The state government through Advocate General will file an appeal before the High Court seeking appointment of claim commissioner immediately. For speeding up the process, the government has appointed a team of 3 special public prosecutors to represent the case from the government. The investigators are looking at the possibility of any links of any organization in the riots. The police firing incident will be probed by a district magistrate. 3 people were killed after police opened fire to quell a mob that went on a rampage in a city locality when a MLA's residence and a police station at DJ Halli were torched by rioters. Many police and private vehicles were set on fire and houses looted in protest against a FB post. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Union Road and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari laid the foundation stone for 13 highway projects in Manipur through video conferencing this morning. He also inaugurated a road safety project in the state during the event. Under the Highways project, over 3,000 crore rupees will be spent for development of 316 kilometers of roads in the state. Speaking at the virtual function, Mr. Gadkari said that the Prime Minister has instructed to take up development projects in the northeast region. He said the government is committed to develop the state.
बराक रिवर का जो हमने ड्रेजिंग पूरा किया है उसका उपयोग करके जहां से हम लोग एक छोटा रिवर पोर्ट बनाकर करीब 50-60 किलोमीटर इम्फाल में आ सकते हैं कि हमारा माल वहां से डायरेक्ट इम्फाल तक पहुंचे। विशेष रूप से बराक रिवर, उसका पोर्ट और उसके साथ डायरेक्ट कनेक्टिविटी, हमारे यहाँ से डायरेक्ट अगर माल उसमें जाएगा तो मणिपुर का विकास काफी होगा।
Apart from today's project, more projects will be taken up in Manipur in future.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. COVID-19 recoveries in the country cross 19 lakh. Testing capacity reaches 10 lakh per day. Project Dolphin to be launched in next 15 days, says Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar. JEE exams to be conducted from 1st to 6th September and NEET on September 13th. Supreme Court rejects petition seeking postponement of exams. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes on research in higher educational institutes with relevance to society. And Hindustani classical music legend Pandit Jasraj passes away. President and Prime Minister condoled his demise. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today emphasized that research at IITs and other higher educational institutes must be relevant to society and focus on finding solutions to various problems faced by mankind, from climate change to health issues.
The IITs across the country have taken up several projects relating to COVID-19, including development of low-cost ventilators, PPEs, testing kits, apart from artificial intelligence studies on epidemic patterns and disease dynamics. While finding answers to various challenges posed by COVID-19, we should be better prepared to tackle any future pandemic. For that to happen, there should be greater collaboration and synergy between experts from different domains. The research at IITs and other higher education institutions must be relevant to society.
Inaugurating the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of Delhi IIT through video conference, the Vice President said Indian institutions will be counted among the world's best only when they start impacting societies around them by developing optimal and sustainable solutions to the problems faced by the nation. Speaking on the occasion, Education Minister Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank emphasized the new education policy.
यह शिक्षा नीति देश को बहुभाषी भी बनाएगी, आशावादी भी बनाएगी, निष्ठावादी भी बनाएगी। ये जो शिक्षा नीति है, नेशन फर्स्ट और कैरेक्टर मस्ट, जिसमें श्रीमान लोकल भी होगा, ग्लोबल भी होगा, लोकस भी होगा, फोकस भी होगा, टैलेंट पैदा भी होगा, टैलेंट का विस्तार भी होगा। इसमें हर क्षेत्र में शायद दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा परामर्श हुआ होगा। लाखों करोड़ों की सहभागिता इस नई शिक्षा नीति में आई है।
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will release the results of Atal Ranking of Institutions and Innovation Achievements ARIIA 2020 tomorrow. ARIIA is an initiative of the Ministry of Education to systematically rank higher educational institutions and universities in India on indicators related to innovation, startup and entrepreneurship development amongst students and faculty. The chairman of AICTE, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, highlighted that the world is observing a noteworthy improvement in the performance of India in Global Innovation Index ranking.
Karnataka has planned to implement all the provisions of the new National Education Policy by 2030. As part of this, the state has decided to launch 6 research-oriented universities, 10 teaching-oriented universities, and 34 autonomous educational institutions in the next 3 years. The decision was taken today at a meeting held under Deputy Chief Minister Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan and Primary Education Minister Suresh Kumar in Bengaluru with academicians. Dr. Gururaj Karajagi, the chairman of the Academy for Creative Teaching, which is dedicated to bring quality education and teacher training in Bengaluru, shared his views on the new education policy with AIR.
This has satisfied the essential needs of what education should be. Lot of transformative changes have been said. The government of Karnataka has also responded very favorably to this and has shown keen interest in implementing in the true spirit of national education policy. For that, government has also thought of building a task force. And I'm sure the task force will take the action very quickly and try to translate the spirit of national education policy so that it can come into the classroom of children and can benefit countless students in the country.
Over 500 patents have been filed by IIT Delhi faculty and students in the last 5 years, in addition to publishing over 10,000 research papers in peer-reviewed international journals in the same period. IIT Delhi research project funding from competitive research grants has also grown 4 times in the last 5 years, from 100 crore rupees per year in 2016 to over 400 crore rupees in 2019. IIT Delhi alumni have created close to 800 startups, the highest in the country as compared to alumni of any other institute. Of the close to 30 unicorns created by Indians, 15 of them are by IIT Delhi alumni alone.
Legendary Indian classical vocalist Pandit Jasraj passed away today at his home in New Jersey, USA. He was 90. A statement issued by his family said Pandit Jasraj breathed his last this morning due to a cardiac arrest. Pandit Jasraj, who belonged to the Mewati Gharana, was in the US when the coronavirus-led lockdown happened and decided to stay back there. The musical career of Pandit Jasraj spanned over 8 decades. Although he belonged to the Mewati Gharana, a school of music known for its traditional performances of khayals, he sang khayals with some flexibility, adding elements of lighter styles, including the thumri. Pandit Jasraj has also lent vocals to Oscar-winning movie Life of Pi. He was honoured with the Padma Shri in 1975, Padma Bhushan in 1990 and Padma Vibhushan in 2000. The President, Vice President and Prime Minister have expressed grief at the demise of Pandit Jasraj. President Ramnath Kovind said music legend and unparalleled classical vocalist Pandit Jasraj's passing makes him sad. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said over his 8-decade-long career, he created timeless masterpieces in Indian classical music. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the unfortunate demise of Pandit Jasraj leaves a deep void in the Indian cultural sphere. He expressed condolences to his family and admirers worldwide. Filmmaker Nishikant Kamath, best known for directing the thriller drama Drishyam, died in Hyderabad today after battling liver cirrhosis for 2 years. He was 50. Confirming the news of his demise, the AIG hospital in Hyderabad said Kamath, who had multiple organ failure, was admitted to hospital on the 31st of July with complaints of fever and excessive fatigue. Kamath made his directorial debut with the Marathi film Jubilee Fast in 2005. His Bollywood debut was Mumbai Meri Jaan, also starring Irfan Khan. He also made the action film Force and the Irfan Khan-led Madari.
The Indian Meteorological Department IMD today said that heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected over Konkan and Madhya Maharashtra, with extremely heavy falls at isolated places in Ghat areas including Pune and Satara in the next 24 hours. He also indicated the possibility of flood situation in Marathwada. Since most dams across the state have received good rainfall in catchment areas, the average water level at all dams has gone up considerably. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
According to IMD Mumbai Centre's Deputy Director General K.S. Hoslikar, the latest satellite images indicated very dense clouds over Konkan and Ghat areas of Madhya Maharashtra and Marathwada. He said extreme rainfall is expected in the Ghat areas of Satara and Pune in the next 24 hours. He added that Mumbai and Thane may receive isolated heavy rainfall. Meanwhile, continuous rainfall lashed Mumbai and its suburbs throughout the day today. Thane, Bandra Kurla Complex, Chembur and western suburbs received more than 40 mm rains in last 6 hours. Water level of the Krishna, Varna and Koyna rivers in Sangli district has risen due to continuous rain, following which the district administration has asked people living near the banks of these rivers to remain alert. 2 teams of the National Disaster Response Force are currently stationed in the western Maharashtra district to tackle any situation.
Many parts of Kutch, Saurashtra and South Gujarat have received widespread rain during the last 24 hours. According to official sources, 192 talukas have received light to heavy rainfall. Out of these, 95 talukas received 15 mm to 125 mm rainfall. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that normal life is badly affected following the incessant rain in South Gujarat and Saurashtra. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
According to State Emergency Operations Center, the maximum rainfall recorded in Mandvi and Mundra in Kutch, Walod in Tapi and Tarapur in Anand district. Total 195 roads are closed following heavy rain and flooding rivers. Road traffic has been disrupted on 2 national highways and 12 state highways. 94 dams have been put on high alert following water level exceeds 90% capacity. Water level in Sardar Sarovar Narmada Dam has reached up to 121.08 meter with more than 54% water storage. Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation has cancelled 17 trips on 3 routes due to heavy rain. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
Goa is witnessing heavy rainfall over the last 4 days. Goa has surpassed its seasonal average rainfall of 120 inches following heavy showers since Friday. More from our correspondent.
As on date, with 27% surplus rainfall, Goa state received a total of more than 122 inches of rainfall. Last year, 150 inches of rain was recorded during the 4-month-long season. The rain is measured from 1st June till 30th September. This year, a record of 100 inches of rain is seen in the first 66 days. Fire department personnel are on their toes with complaints of trees and electric poles getting uprooted and cases of landslides. Meanwhile, Weather Department has predicted heavy rainfall till 20th August. Mukesh Thadi for AIR News from Panaji, Goa.
Rains and water coming from upper hilly areas and Nepal have caused floods in various parts of Uttar Pradesh. Tarai and eastern parts of the state is most affected. According to State Relief Department, 788 villages of 15 districts are affected by flood, out of which 454 villages are inundated.
In an effort to guard against fake news being circulated on various platforms, we bring you our segment on Fact Check and Mythbusters. Government has rejected the claim of media reports that an army soldier from Galwan Valley Clash succumbs to injuries and was cremated in his home district, Nainital. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau said the media report is incorrect. It said late Havaldar Bishan Singh expired due to medical complications, not due to his injuries sustained in the clash. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. It will have a minimum temperature of around 29 degrees Celsius and maximum of around 34 degrees Celsius. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. The city will have thunderstorm with rain. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be around 20 degrees, while the maximum will be 35 degrees. The city will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Ladakh will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 20 and 33 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 20 and 40 degrees Celsius. It will experience partly cloudy sky. In Muzaffarabad, there will be partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 23 and 37 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. The city will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of heavy rain or thunderstorm. In Chandigarh, there will be generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. COVID-19 recoveries in the country cross 19 lakh. Testing capacity reaches 10 lakh per day. Project Dolphin to be launched in next 15 days, says Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar. JEE exams to be conducted from 1st to 6th September and NEET on September 13th. Supreme Court rejects petition seeking postponement of exams. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu emphasizes on research in higher educational institutes with relevance to society. And Hindustani classical music legend Pandit Jasraj passes away. President and Prime Minister condole his demise. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. With that, we end the evening news. Good night.